In the fall of 2013, I did some diving in Cayo Coco in Cuba. We were fortunate to find this moray eel swimming. You don't see them swimming very often. It was pretty cool to see him. And they look pretty fierce, but apparently they're not. So this was on a dive. No, it was about 60 feet deep, so it wasn't a terribly deep dive. We did get to see him exposed for quite a while. It was pretty cool. There was another very interesting event on this dive. We've seen plenty of these little blue fish. You see them all over. But this school, they called them blue sardines, came by, and it was just fascinating to watch them with their school behavior. You watch, they're operating as a group there, but you watch as they turn, and it was incredible to watch the light as they sort of moved as one. And you see these fish balls, feeding fish balls of sardines in the ocean. These are pretty cool. I spent a lot of time watching them, and there's probably far more video here than you need. But you can see they change color, and they flowed right around you. It was very, very cool. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't capture all of it. Watch the color change as they come right at me. They form two streams and go around me, break and go around me. It was very, very cool. I haven't had another experience like this. I've seen schools of fish go by, but I've never had one sort of interact or play with me. Actually, I'm quite sure they had no idea I was there at all. They look like one great big entity, and they sort of move that way. They went back and forth along the edge of the reef, and saw them fairly frequently along this dive. And this is a compilation of clips, actually, from more than one spot. See, they form big long strings, and then they bulk up together again. I think I was more fascinated by them than the other divers. There were other fish that seemed to hang out with them, and I'm not sure if they were predators, if they almost look like adults, but I don't think they are. It was really interesting to watch them. You can see the large blue fish there and with the little blue ones, but I do believe it was a different species. So, again, you can see all kinds of... They weren't that scared of us. They seemed to flow around us. We were aware that we were there for sure. That was the dive master. I'm sure he's seen them frequently on this reef. Look how close they get. They're this iridescent blue. We were fairly deep, so unfortunately you don't see the color like you would if they were near the surface. But you could still tell they were awfully pretty. Definitely not one of them going by. Then more of the traditional blue fish that you see hanging out there. Very hard to get pictures of that are clear. And this isn't spectacularly colorful, but I've never really seen one like this before. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to have to look it up. The first time you see a lionfish, you think you've seen the most incredible thing in the world, and then as you dive more and you realize how dangerous they are.